ready for this episode? Because I don't know if I am. With the entire Shibuya being ground to a halt. Well, fine paced is more like it. The only saving grace is that we got to witness that idol transformation sequence, even if it was only in Toro's mind. Still, with Geto back on the surface and making a scene, it brings up some questions about like Meme and whatnot, since she's come across him. But also, is Mahito catching a break? He's gotten away scot-free after he was whimpering like a toddler, crying into his britches and soiling himself. Or has he now found himself between a rock and a very dark place? All I know is that usually the boy hasn't really had the best evening. He's suffered through a lot, seen too much, and I guess seeing that it was his body causing it, has become a genocidal murderer. But, well, maybe he can blame Sukuna for that. Tell him off in person, somehow. Coming to grips with how like-minded him and Mahito are, how he's just one big cog in the machine. Until the day that he expires, he will be the one out there exercising and killing all of the curses he comes across. Which, considering what they've taken from him recently, you can see why he'd be a little gung-ho on that fact. But hell, any more and I'm just wasting time, so strap in, get a drink, because there's very little in the way now. And we need to see some more. Getting such a wide-angle shot of the destruction in the area there really hits it home. I guess the meteor would just be still just sat there. And the fact that all sense of life and everything was completely removed from the area. Could see Panda got away okay. Found him? I wouldn't put it past him that he crawled under the rubble to not be found. Temporary control over the body. If Sukuna is out and about and in command. So he's the one that is a proponent of getting rid of him in favour of the execution, yes. The one way of putting it. Why are we in Kuala Lumpur? Why Malaysia? Who's in Malaysia? Why is Meme in Malaysia? I see why she's in Malaysia, but how? Immediate snatching up the phone. Time zones and all that. I mean, okay, so that's how he managed to get them out, but sell off everything in Japan and just get out. Who's she on the phone to? So, go to somewhere a little less strategically important. Is that what she's saying? My uncle was in Malaysia for a while. He was working there and living there. Apparently, it was really nice. Now we're back to the family VHS dinner in the forest. Has Chusso snapped out of it yet, or is he still, well, like it was being shown off? I mean, he's had his little moment, curled up in a fetal position. That's a good question, considering everything that's going on. The fact that he's kind of forced himself in his memories and everything. Will he be so? Why are you now getting just into folklore and stuff? Is he going to be so kind as just to hand him back? Oh, this is a bit of a tricky situation. Or is it just perception altering? Hmm. Interesting. Not causing any direct damage or harm, but just making your opponent kind of on edge and losing their senses. You wouldn't let him get close that easily. He did say the different attacks and everything he can do. And down the pit. Then it would have went very differently. Not the battle that Itadori needed right now. What did he just... and Geto is now adding one to his little Pokemon team. I do like that he tried one last ditch effort though to do something and alter him as well. But if curse manipulation can be used like we've seen, and now adding Mahito to the ranks, how can he bring out the strength and power of him? And is it complete slave servitude, mindless, kind of just being able to use the power and the energy, the curses, etc., etc.? One question I had has been answered quite thoroughly thanks to this opening bit, and that was what happened to Mamie. Mamie is getting out, living a nice little life over in Malaysia. Some questions being raised about how close she is to her brother, but let's ignore that because I'd rather not think about it. With more kind of loose ends still walking about, Chozo being one of them. He's seeing Itadori as another brother. With him wandering about the station, is he going to join in with this little debacle with Geto right now? That would be fun. Once enemies that were fighting to the death, and now whatever. Every time I see that cheek. I'm glad he finds it funny. How much of hmm. But now that he's got quite a high grade spirit under his control, well, crap. I still question how he first found out, or how the first person who has this skill first found out you got to swallow that. They're here. If there was sun, it wouldn't exactly be blotted out, but a fair volley of arrows. Good attempt. Combined force, combined arms. I mean, if it doesn't have any sort of energy output, you can't track it. God, being shown all of the scenes and we knowing what happened there just from a glance. And so, once again, is she swinging the sword? I mean, after the little talk and hunt with Mechamo just a few minutes ago. Unfortunately, all of the talk and will that she put into it just now, not, that's grossly cool. And he's using it already. And that was a neat frame or two. Facing someone with a bit of knowledge. Though he may not be amazingly strong. Well, I think he is, but actually knowing what he's doing as well, he's just a coward. Now, where's Panda? And and everyone else. And a friendly hand across his shoulder and back. Must be nice for him having some friendly faces. Ah. So it is the... Does he need to go to the bathroom? Now this is going to be interesting. With all of the students there as well. And Choso, which side is he taking? So it is really a family feud right now. I mean, I think he's a little bit older than that as well. But so much, and for this, all it took was a little trip down memory lane, thinking about his family. God. And how many more names will he have as well if he gets out of this one? Unfortunately, that's as close as he's going to get. And so, will he be slightly upset if his older brother gets in harm's way there? Yeah. Who's at a casino? Oh, no, we're just playing Game of Life. Okay. Back to that again. And he's not had too many feelings of recent, thanks to their demises. And with him sensing the death there, what does it mean? I thought it might have just been something to do with usually then just infesting his mind, but maybe there is something deeper. And if it means that he's related by blood in some manner, then I have some questions about Itadori's heritage. I like those, like one or two flash frames just then. I like how he put them on the back foot immediately. Ah, move out the way, you third-rate piece of shit. To that, oh fuck. That's some interesting ways of using some blood manipulation. That's definitely more than one person's limit of blood. And like the music for this. And what are the others doing while they're having this little tiff? It's a womp. Is he going to throw away too many of the cursed spirits under his control? Unfortunately, mainly because of we were shown that the brain's been around for quite a while. He's got a little bit of combat experience. I was about to say, is that like a magic mirror reflection? Oh, nice. I'll have to see later how flexible he has to be to do that. But now it's just getting into a hand-to-hand combat. You see how heavily outclassed he was. If it means for his a little bit of help for his brother. Yeah, true. First Toro, now the Choso. He's just expanding his immediate family. When will Panda be part of it? And they were standing around just letting it happen for a while. Consolidated attack. Is this air of effect just ice? Yeah. They only need one or two. Well, that healing factor is quite nice. They only need one or two alive, right? To send a message. Who's faster? This slow ice to make a point, or I don't think he was saving him, just paying him back for earlier. Huh? He is deadly serious. If he gets him on side and helps out. Yep. What's Utime doing? But also, are they going to have a way to defrost everyone? That was immediate and swift. I mean, yeah, if something's not done about it. Now I know that. Yes, Herb. Was that the conversation just shortly before the other student was killed off as well? I think so. Because then they're next to the morgue with Nanami. But what a time for her to reappear. Obviously, just was a bit late answering her phone. I'm trying to figure out how they can easily overcome this ice technique. If it's air effect, just immediate freeze, and people can't really react because, risk of breaking off an arm or something. But it seems such a cruel joke for us now to see all of this after everything that's happened in this arc so far. That episode was pretty damn good. I don't know what's gonna come next. I do have some pretty serious reservations about Mei, but at least they're out of the picture for a while. Who was she on the phone to, though? Sell off all your stocks, get out of Japan, just get rid of everything, it's not worth it. Make as much money as possible and then leave. Mahito being reduced down to nothing more than an extra marble, one more trick up pseudo-ghetto's sleeve. And after the train ride over, seeing the other students actually get in and not really be too effective, but to be fair, they are fighting against Ghetto right now, so that's understandable. But having a combined attack and actually doing a little, at least letting Choso and Itadori have a moment of brotherly bonding together because of it. Which raises so many questions. If he is actually somewhat blood related, why could he not tell until he killed him? And if he is it anything like how Choso was created with, the cursed spirit, the mother, and then the evil sorcerer? Which would raise several questions about his parents, at least. Because the only one we saw along the way was his grandfather, at least, so. Along with some things being answered for me, there are so many more mysteries just unearthed. But of course, they're not. There's one there who's not just going to let anything happen to Geto when there's actually a threat against him that seems viable. Well, they've got to step in. Can't let anything happen to Sukuna or his vessel. But I am kind of scared now that everyone, or at least a lot of them that are still out there, they've come together into a small area. Either something very bad is going to happen to a few of them immediately, or there's at least one group that's left somewhat intact. I really don't know what more to think of all of this. There's so much going on, with Mahito being put down into pill form and brought out immediately into that wailing, like any other cursed spirit that he himself had made, thanks to the idol transformation, or transfiguration. I did like the last ditch attempt that he made, reaching out to Geto, trying to touch him. All for naught, really, but it was an attempt. I don't know what I'll be expecting or seeing in the next episode, just that there's a few questions that have been raised. So much destruction, and at the end of it, Itadori being Sukuna, and they're still vying for his execution, losing control and letting him out, not going to bode well for him, while also being blood related to Choso, who has also been part of the great attack here in Shibuya. Yeah, it's not looking great for him. I don't think he's going to make many friends outside of the people he's already met. Not that I think he's really looking for great partnership at the minute. But this was cool. Some nice animation, some cool fighting with the blood manipulation and whatnot. I would like to see the rest of the students and Panda actually get a hit in or do something without just being covered in ice. Maybe I'm hoping for too much. Who knows? I'm excited for the next one. I've said it several times already, probably, but if you enjoyed this, let me know. Leave a like and a comment down below if that is the case. If you want to make sure not to miss out, consider subscribing. My mind is awash with what it all could be leading to. And remember, Gojo is just in his pocket, sealed away. So close yet so far. I really hope to see you for the next one.